So I am baffled. We don't live in a time that you can hide behind not knowing what's happening in this situation. There's no hiding it. Do the people in our government not have internet or social media? At this point, it's not that people don't know, it's that they are too scared to say anything. The only other options in this situation is that people are blindly following agendas, not even paying attention, or completely acting like you don't see it for whatever reason. Decades and decades of information and news coverage, documentaries, social media, books, articles, on top of the history from Israelis, from Jews, that goes back farther than that. What are we doing? Who's going to manage damage control of this magnitude? Do you think the older people in governments that can't even pronounce TikTok are going to censor the young generations of people who know nothing but informational freedom from finding out what's happening in the world now? Stop. Please stop. Please stop. You're embarrassing us. You're hurting us. You are not just aiding and hurting people in another country. You're hurting us by making us an enemy in a war that we did not consent to. If we have been short-sighted, self-serving, or just helpless, let us not linger there. We have to make space for each other to be wrong and learn together. We have to make space for forgiveness. It's unproductive for us to spend so much time pointing fingers. I am someone that knows firsthand that volatile reactions don't do anything but create more problems for people. I'm someone who grew up around volatile people who were reactionary because they were affected by violence and abuse in their own lifetimes. Our association with these people is more normal than abnormal in every race and everyday life. As a child, I had a specific, overwhelming sadness and interest in the Holocaust. The plight of the Jewish people, I could not understand, could never comprehend how people could do such horrible things. It has stuck with me my entire life. I ask you, specifically, the Jewish people in so much pain, to try to find solid ground in this turbulent time, to seek a real solution, to seek out the root cause. We can find this safety faster together. People of color across the world will never be safe if it's always our particular race against everyone else. If we are first human, first and foremost protect innocent life, think of all that we could accomplish if we sought to figure it out together. We are being poked and prodded by powers that enjoy watching us squeal and scramble and attack each other while they move to line their pockets. Just this summer, as a whole, we experienced the hottest recorded summer on this planet. Come to find out, treating the planet like a trash can will come back to haunt us. Why wouldn't it? What have we been thinking? And this is just the beginning. To stay divided is a distraction from issues that affect everyone's life. Issues that while we argue amongst ourselves, money is being misappropriated in the name of capitalism. Our children's money. Capitalism serves a grand purpose, a purpose that is supposed to secure prosperity and protection. Haven't we realized yet? We will always have problems that capitalism will be able to feed off of. Even in the past couple of 100 years, we have created countless amounts of problems for ourselves that will provide endless opportunities for profit to be made off of. We have become so greedy that we have played ourselves. Played ourselves because our greed wasn't selective in excluding ourselves from the ground we have poisoned that we grow our food from, the water we drink, the air we breathe. We're convinced that we should medicate ourselves from having emotions instead of wielding them like the superpower that they are. Convinced ourselves that we should be broken and old by 30, and only medications can keep us alive. Poisoned our mind, poisoned our bodies, played ourselves because these stacks of money that we set aside for ourselves in our country don't protect even the richest man and his children from harm even within our own country. Because we have no concern for our fellow man. We live solely for our own personal gain and survival. Stacks of money instead that fund initiatives that employ basic methods of herding people like cattle, caging them, under the guise of the greater good. Haven't we gotten smarter? Shouldn't we be doing better? Haven't we figured out that this doesn't work? The incessant fighting doesn't work. It breeds violence that will undoubtedly still find its way to each of us regardless. So while each of us sits inside our grief and pain, I ask you to find a foothold and a hand from your fellow man, to move forward as a unit together. Let's not let these tragedies amount to no progress in creating safe harbor for our people, for our children,